This is Umar for BoxNation. We're in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's the opening of Riyadh season, and what a fight to open it up. The undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world, a fight we've been craving for a long, long time. Gareth, before we come on to that, should I say colleague Gareth A Davies this week?
Yeah, it's great to be a guest on BoxNation this week. Spoke to yourself and Frank Warren, and used to do a show on BoxNation. Boxing Matters, was it? Where we used to debate?
Well, you had Bunty's Boxing Hour, Boxing Matters.
Yeah, with Alex Steedman and
Barry Jones.
Yeah, Barry Jones and others, and we used to debate about different things. It was a terrific show that ran for a few years. Always been a fan of BoxNation. You know, I do interviews with you every now and again. It's great to be here this week. What's incredible, first of all, overarchingly, is that it's a year since we came to the first opening of the Riyadh season, and like you say, this is a fight that fans have craved. Beterbiev against Bivol, Dmitry Bivol against Artur Beterbiev, both Russians, though they're Russians from different places. It's almost like from different sides of Europe, with different heritage and different DNA. But it's incredible that a year's gone by since we were here for Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou all that time ago, 28th of October, I think it was, in 2023. It's extraordinary how the boxing world's changed. It's great to be here again, and it's great to be a guest with you this week. Because look what's happened to you in the last year.
What's happened?
You kind of left boyhood, you did your rite of passage, and you become a man. Now you scream through the jungle doing interviews, and here we are.
God, what a way to describe it, Gareth, only in your choice words. Gareth, in terms of the fight itself, are you leaning, favouring towards anyone?
Do you know what? I've gone back and forth so many times, I'm dizzy. I think right now,
that made me dizzy as well, that did.
Yeah.
Let that go for a bit.
Right now, I'm leaning towards Bivol on points.
You told me Beterbiev last night.
But I told you Beterbiev last night. Late stoppage. I can see 4 or 5 different outcomes. Right now, my feeling is this. We may see a fight where we go, no, maybe I expected that to happen actually. Because there's 5 or 6 routes you think it could go. And if you want me to go into them, obviously one of the reasons we're here this week is this enormous fight with a great undercard. Beterbiev could be too much for Bivol, but look at how Bivol handled Saul Canelo Alvarez's attacks, how he nullified him. Beterbiev is 39. He could age overnight. Beterbiev's boxing skills are maybe not the same kinds of boxing skills of Bivol. Bivol could outbox him with the 1-2, the jab, his movement. Beterbiev might be too much in terms of his marauding attacks for Bivol. It could be a really close fight and we need a trilogy. They might need 36 rounds to decide it. Could Bivol even knock out Beterbiev? Will Beterbiev draw Bivol into a fight and knock him out late? I mean, there's so many permutations and ramifications for this fight. I almost feel like if it goes to plan, it will be close and we'll need a second fight.
Okay, if we don't get a second fight, if I gave you 3 names, or let's just go with 2 names actually, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, would you like to see the winner in with one of those, and who would you prefer to see?
And Jaya Pataya,
maybe Jaya Pataya,
because obviously we know that there's a feeling that Jai's talked about that fight, the winner of this fight that he'd like to
But I'm
face.
just assuming either Artur or Dmitry, if they win and stay at light heavyweight, Canelo or Benavidez, which one would you like to see?
Canelo. Canelo against Benavidez. Canelo against Beterbiev would be a terrific fight. Beterbiev against Benavidez would be a terrific fight. The rematch with Canelo and Bivol would be tremendous. So would Benavidez be against Bivol. That's a great combination with those 4. I think the leap, 25 pounds to Jaya Pataya, is quite a big one, even though he's not a big cruiserweight. He's not the biggest of cruiserweights.
But Beterbiev and Bivol aren't the biggest of light heavyweights either. Obviously, Bivol used to be at
They're
super.
not, they're not.
Bivol used to be at super middle. So,
But
be an interesting fight. That.
But look at Beterbiev. Go back to the Olympic Games in 2012 and look at the Beterbiev fight with Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
At the Olympics. It's a terrific fight, by the way. I think it's out there on YouTube if you want to see it. I know I've watched it recently. And wow, did Beterbiev go at Usyk's body in that fight, didn't he? We talked about it last night, you and I.
Yeah.
While you rinsed me for shisha and meat mezzi.
It was an expensive bill, actually.
No, it wasn't. I'm joking.
Gareth, away from...
In the beautiful district of Alea, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is a must-visit in Riyadh. It's the coffee bars and the food joints along there. It's a great area to visit, isn't it?
Paros Lounge is where we were at.
Well, I don't want to name the places because it's not an advert, but the area round there, and we've been to a few places around there. It's what's it the equivalent of? I'd say it's the equivalent of the Edgware Road in London.
I think it's a bit better than Edgware Road.
Oh no, it's bigger and better than that. But it's like the Edgware Road if you were making a comparison.
Anyways, back to topic.
Yeah.
Away from this fight.
One digresses.
If you could go up to His Excellency and make one dream fight, any weight category, who would it be and why?
Well, I know what you want me to say, because you tried to tee me up on the way up the stairs here on the upper ground floor here in this sumptuous hotel in the heart of Riyadh. If I went up to Turkey Al Sheikh, can I have two?
Yeah.
If I had two, the first one is Nick Ball against Noya Nui, which I think will be a tremendous fight. Look what Nick Ball's done in the last 18 months, 5 fights. I think it's 5 fights.
5 fights, incredible.
Yeah, I mean...
Should be unified world champion.
Yeah, and he's a very popular guy. He's a beautiful human being, but he's a solid little pocket battleship, isn't he? And we love him. He does brilliant things to the sport. He delivers. He delivered again against Rios in Liverpool on Saturday night. He deserves a big fight. And I think stylistically, if I was to say to His Excellency Turkey, please make that fight, because that's a fight all fans would watch, and it would get Noya Nui in the mix. Can I choose another one?
Yeah.
And I want you to pick the winner of this fight right now.
Okay.
A massive wild card this is. Anthony Joshua suddenly says, I want to fight Moses Itauma.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, is it?
Who wins it?
I'm not saying that.
No, there you go. I got you there. I got you on the cliff edge.
I'm not saying that, considering
right, no, that was me red herring you.
Both trained with
I was
Ben
red
Davison.
herringing you then. The second fight I'd love to see is Martin Bakole and Daniel Dubois. I think that is a thrilling fight. Forget the belts now and everything. I would love to see those two fight, because that's a slobber knocker.
Okay. From what we're hearing, though, that Dubois Joshua rematch is looking likely for early next year. Correct move from Team Major?
No, not for me. I would sit out and watch the Fury Usyk fight, the rematch for 3 of the belts in December. See where the land lies after Fury's performance against Usyk. If Fury wins, I think they'll fight a trilogy, because we'll need a resolution there. And I love Tyson's words in the last 24 hours. And I love Alexander Usyk's words. My friend, greedy belly, I love you, my friend. I know he's not... Was that a Romanian accent?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And I love Tyson going, I'm going in there and I'm going to bash him. I'm going to make it a fight. And roll the dice, he said, didn't he? And I love it. And I know he's up for it. And you go back and I've repeated this. Go back and watch the first 7 rounds of that fight. Fury needs to replicate that and then some. And then we get a trilogy. To go back to where Joshua is, if Fury wins, they might fight a trilogy. So that leaves Joshua in the waiting room in lots of ways. Fight Deontay Wilder. It's a fight people would still watch. Fight Dillian Whyte. Work your way back. It's not rebuilding. These are all fights he could have. Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte, a rematch with Dubois, a Tyson Fury fight, and one more Alexander Usyk fight. I think that's 5 fights for him. People talk about Martin Bakole as a return to a Rumble in the Jungle fight, you know. But that's not there for me right now. That's how I see the situation. I don't think going into a rematch, he might win the rematch, but at the moment, optically, I don't see it.
Okay. Last one, on the undercard, we've got a very notable name in Chris Eubank Jr. Probably not the fight, to be honest, we wanted to see this weekend with Kamil Szeremeta, but he's been out the ring for a long while. Who would you want him in with next, assuming he wins on Saturday?
Well, the Conor Benn fight's always floating around there. Can you believe it's 2 years today that fight was meant to happen? It was October the 8th, wasn't it? 2022.
Sitting in that hotel for about 8 hours.
I think it was October the 8th.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was Parsons over there chiming in. Oh, was it? Yeah. We love Parsons. We do love Parsons. I think it was October the 8th, 2022. Do you want to check that, Oscar Bevis? Okay. Getting everyone working together here. Andy Puriwal, I thought, would have known it. Right.
October 7th, October 8th.
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. Thank you, Andy. You know, but look at time passing. There you go. It's today. 2 years ago today. Incredible. That fight.
2 years today that the fight
was about to. It was off.
meant to be.
No, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Yeah. What a 2 years Conor Benn's had. Terrible. That fight's still there, but I think Eubank's getting older, thicker in terms of his body. It's a harder fight to make. It's got to be made at middleweight. It's a really tough fight for Conor Benn at middleweight. But I think that fight is there as an option. I think the Hamza Shiraz fight for Chris Eubank is enormous. Or maybe a Carlos Adames fight, Yanibek Alim Kanuli. Maybe we want Eubank and Hamza Shiraz to have world titles before they meet, which makes it an enormous fight.
Yeah, I mean, he was offered $5 million for that Wembley Stadium card.
Is that fact?
Hamza said it himself on the night. So if he's offered $5 million, I don't think that fight's realistic if you're turning down $5 million.
He's a very dangerous opponent for Chris Eubank, Hamza Shiraz, the way he fights. Very destructive, very explosive. I really want to see it. But maybe Chris is playing that clever poker game where he might end up with $8 million to fight Hamza if they've both got belts.
And for a world title.
And for a world title, yeah. Or a unification if that's possible.
Okay, Gareth, appreciate your time.
I appreciate being involved with you this week. I'm looking forward to working with you. Grand arrivals tonight.
Correct.
Always down to go to those things. Great fun.
Oh, quickly, give me a winner in Wardley Clark 2.
Right now, I'm going for I picked Fabio Wardley in the first fight. What a fight, by the way. And I'm so pleased for both men that they get to showcase this on an enormous card at the opening of Riyadh season here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And I'm going for Fraser Clark to make the adjustments and be more improved this time. Still in a great fight. The dog in Fabio Wardley is so admirable. The ability he has to lift himself and believe in himself and take himself onwards is extraordinary. I think we're going to get a similar fight again. I think it'll be very close. Maybe this is the second fight of 3, but I'm so pleased for the two men. They're helping each other to make their names.
Thanks, Jake.
Boom, peace out.